Hello, 6th grade. In this video, we're going to be working on surface area. We're going to start with a rectangular prism. A prism is a figure with two identical bases that are made of polygons, and then the lateral faces are all rectangles. To find the surface area, we want to find the area of each surface of this rectangle. I'm going to start with the front side here, and I'm going to highlight it in red. And I'm going to call that the front. And the front is a rectangle, so its area equals length times width, and area equals 8 times 4, which is 32. Now the front is the exact same thing as the opposite side or the back, so I'm going to multiply this 32 by 2 to get 64. So this gives me the area of both the front and the back. Next I'm going to look at the area of this side over here that I've highlighted in yellow, and the dimensions of this side is 6 times 4, because that also is a rectangle, so I'm going to do 6 times 4, which is 24. Now, one side is identical to the opposite side, so again, I'm going to multiply 24 by 2, and I'm going to get 48. Finally, I'm going to find the area of the top and the bottom. And the top up here, highlight in blue, and the dimensions of the top and bottom, okay, area is 6 times 8, which is 48. And once again, there's a top and a bottom, so I'm going to multiply that by 2, and I'm going to get 96. So right now I have a 96, a 64, and a 48. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to find my total area, and I'm going to add all of them up. And I'm going to get 208 square centimeters. So let's take another look at this same rectangular prism and write out a formula. You don't always need a formula for surface area because, again, I like to think of it as the area of all the surfaces. But to focus us in, I have a length and a width, which would be, let's say, the bottom, and I have 2 of those, so I'm going to multiply that by 2. Then I have a length and a height, and that's my side, and I'm going to multiply that by 2. And then I have a width and a height, and I have 2 of those, and I'm going to multiply that by 2. So in this case, it's 8 times 6 plus 2, 6 times 4 plus 2 times 8 times 4. Okay, and we will get the 96 plus 48 plus 64, just like we did in the other problem. The next shape I'm going to look at is a triangular prism. This is a prism because both bases are triangles. So I have triangles here, and I have 2 triangles. One is here, okay, which is the front, and I have a triangle back here in the back. So I have 2 triangles, and because it is a prism, I have rectangles as my lateral sides, and in this case I have 3 rectangles. So let's start off with our triangles and find the area of your triangles. Okay, my area formula for a triangle is A equals 1/2 base times height. So I'm going to find the area of my front triangle, which is 1/2 4 times 3, and the area of one triangle is 6. Because I have 2 triangles, I can double this, and both my bases, the area would be 12. Next, I'm going to go to my 3 rectangles. I'm going to start with this sloping rectangle that I've highlighted in yellow, and my formula again for a rectangle is length times width, and my length and my width would make it 11 times 5, so the area of that one rectangle is 55. Then I'm going to go to the next rectangle, and this rectangle I'm going to highlight in purple, and it's going to be the bottom rectangle, and that bottom rectangle is down here. And I'm also going to do length times width, and that length times width is 11 times 4, so that is going to be 44. Finally, I'm going to do my side rectangle. I'm going to highlight this side rectangle in red, and it's right over here. And the length and width of that side rectangle, its area is 3 times 11, which is 33. My last step is to add up all of my areas. So I'm going to have 33 plus 55 plus 44 plus 12. Okay, so it's going to be 4, and that will be 144 square centimeters. Okay, so to recap, on the triangular prism, you have 2 triangle bases and 3 rectangles as lateral sides. You then need to identify all of the dimensions of your rectangles and your triangles and find the area of all of them. Then you find the total area. Finally, I'm going to find the surface area of a pyramid. This pyramid is a square pyramid. A pyramid has one base that is a polygon, and your lateral sides are all triangles. So in this case, we're dealing with a square pyramid. In the instances with the pyramids, I like to draw out a net to help me visualize things a little bit better. So my net is going to have my square base, and then I'm going to have my triangles flattened out coming off of that square base. Okay? Then I can see I now have 4 triangles and 1 square. My dimensions of my square are 8 by 8, and the height of my triangle is indicated as 10. Area of my square is going to be 8 times 8, which is 64. And now I'm going to move on to the area of my triangles. 1/2, 8 times 10, so the area of one triangle is going to be 40. I have 4 triangles, therefore I'm going to multiply 40 times 4, and I get 160. My last step is to add my 64 to my 160, and I get 224 square inches. So to recap, surface area is the area of all the faces of your 3-dimensional figure. If it's a prism, you have 2 identical faces, and then your lateral sides are rectangles. If you have a pyramid, you have 1 base, and your lateral faces are triangles.